Hi everyone, how are you doing? Today I'm going to I'm going to talk a little about Einstein. Um, about talk about the power of the tongue, uh, the power of life and death. Proverbs 18:21, the tongue has the power of life and death. Metonymy is a figure of speech which in one thing is substitute for another but that's closely related. Like for instance, the White House. You could say the White House, which means the president. The tongue is just it's main words. Your word, what your speech, the word that you talk. You know, we are linguistic people. The very God that we worship. So God does speak it, and the very universe is words based because God speak the universe into existence. So word is very important in everything that we do, not only action but words. And word has power. The Bible said it has life and death, but not in the sense that some people take it over the years in this cultic religious system, the charismatic movement. It had its source in what they call the New Thought movement, way back probably in the 17th century. And so how many children students that have been told by their teachers that they wouldn't come to anything productive. You know how many? A lot, many. And many of these students that heard those words in their ears say, you know what, you think your words have any bearing upon me, teacher? I'm not going to take your word for that. I'm going to prove you wrong. That is what I'm talking about. I'm going to prove you wrong. Don't let when somebody say something negative or say something derogatory, and try to put you down. You're just going to allow those words to press you down, to keep you down. The words has no authority over you, has no power over you, right? If you don't allow them, if you don't allow those words to wield authority over you, they can't. They can't. And many of these students that have been told that they would never come to anything have proved their teachers wrong over and over. They have been matriculating into college, I believe universities. They have become rich entrepreneurs. They're rich people. Many of them, they give you the life story. I read their biography. They'll tell you that that's what they've been told. Friends might tell them this. A parent too. Parents really can hurt you, man, because they're your parent and they can say things to you that really hurt. They destroy. Many parents destroy the kids, man. They destroy them psychologically, destroy them emotionally, destroy them physically with the words. And that's basically what it is. Life and death is in it. It does not mean that you have the power to kill anybody with the words, like in literally, like you can just die. Person just die, you know. Uh, and that kind of God factor level when people talk about the word has power to create its own reality and all of these things, and create some effect within the atmosphere and all of these things. That's what the Bible's talking about, man. But I guess some of you viewers must heard these things before, and it's not true. Our word can create a reality, and some people are so um, paranoid by using the word in that sense. If they have some sickness or their legs hurting or their head hurting, they don't want to say my leg because you be careful because your word is going forth and it might cause what you're saying to be real and all of these foolishness, you know. But we, doesn't matter what anyone say about us, we have the power to just shrug those words off. Any negative words or anything that try to put you down, you're not coming into anything, you're not going to excel in life, you know, and all of that. You're not going to achieve anything academically in life. You're not going to achieve nothing in life. You're just going to be a wanderer on the street and live on the street and all of these things. A lot of people have been told those things, man, and they have proven them wrong over and over again. Right? Oh, yes, this very prominent physicist, Roger Penrose, when he was probably pre-teen teen. It wasn't that quick in school. Probably in maths mostly. It wasn't that quick, and the teacher didn't have good to say about him. He wanted to put him in some kind of low class, you know, lower class because he's slow, you know, and that's what killed a lot of kids. Because different children learn differently and develop different, you know, as they might not start off fast as other students. They might start off slow, but eventually they pick up. So when they come on to kids, don't just write them off and think that oh well, I think you should let your kids become some kind of athlete, make it come some kind of handyman and all of these things. They don't see the potential in them. They're full of potential, little kids, full of potential. They just need some encouraging words, or they need someone to talk to them positively and try to discover their strength and help them. You know, be there for them as a stimulant to be there, to you know, to help them to thrive and to strive for, you know, the things that they love. And I don't think they don't have any ability to achieve anything in the academy and stuff like that. You know, don't put them down like that, man. And a lot of teachers put down kids and children like that, you know, and damage them to some degree or sort. And but there's another teacher that saw one what was happening and said, no, I will take him in under my teachership, and I will work with him and see um how far how far is he behind, or, you know, to the degree in which the stage he's at, and work with him, and then discovers his true potential. And but I'll work with him, and then from that teacher, take that kid, Roger Penrose, take him, and therefore encourage him and nurture him in his education. And right now, he's one of the most brilliant physicists out there right now. First teacher would probably kill that potential, destroy it. The second teacher was a teacher, helped make Roger Penrose what he is today. Eminent physicist. Now we come on to Einstein. He said that he was still only a teenager, so it was with the ambition and the naivety of youth that he explored the implication of his ideas. Eventually, he would go public and shake the world with his revolutionary ideas, but for the time being, he worked in private and continued with his mainstream education. Crucially, throughout his period of contemplation Einstein maintained his natural verve, creativity, and curiosity despite the authoritarian nature of his college. He once said, "The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education." That seems paradoxical there. He paid little attention to his lecturers, including the distinguished Hermann Minkkowski, who responded by dismissing Einstein as a lazy dog. Now, did Einstein put his tail on his crotch and make some doggy noises? No, 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 no. Einstein was too strong for that. And where is that professor right now? Even in the days, not right now, but in the days of Einstein, no one really know about it. Did he make any mark in history? Did he make any grand impact upon the era of physics, theoretical physics, or any of the sciences? If it wasn't for Einstein, I would know his name. So he called Einstein a lazy dog. Another lecturer, Heinrich Weber, told him, "You are a smart boy, Einstein, a very smart boy, but you have one great fault. You do not let yourself be told anything." The thing with geniuses are always kind of erratic, eccentric, and they learn as their own personality expresses itself, their own aptitude. They're different than average student. They learn differently. All right. And remember, even Isaac Newton was not the first in his class. I think he was 40 something down there. But look what he did. Look what he did. He's an institution, monument to science. Monument. You can't call it. You cannot talk about science and physics without talking about without Isaac Newton. These two scientists is more predominant when you talk about science and physics than any other scientists in the world. Isaac Newton and Einstein. Einstein's attitude was partly due to Weber's refusal to teach latest ideas in physics. Why didn't he want to teach the latest ideas in physics? Einstein was a little curious, he's very curious and want to learn, and why you kind of keep back those kind of, well, you think it was too advanced for him? Why you want to keep back the latest ideas in physics from him? He was curious to know. He want to know. He want to learn. Which is also the reason why Einstein addressed him as plain Herr Weber rather than Herr Professor Weber. As a result of this battle of wills, Weber did not write the letter of recommendation that Einstein required to pursue an academic career. You see that? Because of the tug of war between them, he didn't write a letter of recommendation that required him to pursue an academic career. You see that, man? He could destroy the young man's whole life. Could destroy his whole life. One called him a lazy dog. The other, decided, say, you know what? I'm going to put a big obstacle in the way to hinder you for not becoming some very eminent scientist or physicist. I'm going to be a dark cloud over you, Mr. Einstein. What's going to happen? It's going to create a tornado and just blow that dark cloud away. Consequently, Einstein spent the next 7 years up to graduation as a clerk in the patent office at Bern, Switzerland. You see that, man? 7 years in the patent office. And I'm telling you, life, what you sometime when you look on life, you think is the dunghill. Ah, it's not the dunghill, man. 7 years. As it turned out that this was not such a terrible predicament. Yeah, for sure. It would seem so at first that that's the doom for Einstein. But then a patent office, not learning anything and not, building on his career and pursuing it and try to achieve something, some probably um, a professor or some Ivy League university or something, some prestigious endeavor. It was told that I think he was teaching at one of those prestigious university, but they let him go because they said he was awkward and clumsy. That's not what he is. That everybody was born to be a teacher, man. And so it probably is a good thing. He's not for the classroom. He's a man who like to spend time in a quiet environment, thinking through things, having his thought experiments, working out his mathematics and things like that. And that's where the great ideas, the epiphanies, grand thoughts and ideas come to be to revolutionize science. Instead of being constrained by the mainstream theories promulgated at the great universities, they're talking about all the theories, those universities, probably Oxford, Cambridge, Westminsters, and all of these well well known universities. Talking about all these latest scientific theories and the experimentation on all of these things, man. You know, Einstein could now sit in his office and think about the implication of his teenage thought experiment, exactly the sort of speculative deliberation that Professor Weber would have PowerPoint. Also, Einstein's prosaic office job, initially probationary, technical expert, third class, allowed him to squeeze all of his patenting responsibilities into just a few hours each day, leaving him plenty of time to conduct his personal research. Had he been a university academic, he would have wasted day after day dealing with institutional politics, endless administrative chores, and burdensome teaching responsibilities. You see that? Probably if he aspired to becoming a professor of one of these Ivy League universities and in class teaching and lecturing at his university, probably would not be what he is today, or what he was. This great theoretical physicist that become a monument of science, of the scientific community. As I said before, he's like his embodiment of physics. And in a letter to a friend, he described his office as a secular cloister where I hatch my most beautiful ideas. And what are those ideas? General relativity and special relativity. And the whole new concept of his philosophy of gravity. Because Einstein gravity is different from the Newtonian gravity. Because space, according to Einstein, space is like a very stretchy, like a stretchy material. That is space, and then it just the massive object create a depression, an indentation within the fabric of space, and then smaller object take those take the part of those indentation. That's what create these planets around the sun in our solar system. Is the indentation, the depression created by the sun, and allow these planets to circle around it. It and Newtonian more like a stone and a string. There's some kind of force, like spinning them around and stuff like that. So yeah. So and these years as a patent clerk would prove to be one of the most fruitful periods of his intellectual life. What if he had had a chance? What if Professor Lecturer Henry Weber did write the recommendation for him, to start off a career in physics or whatsoever you wanted then? What would be the likely outcome? As I said, you have to write a letter for him to pursue an academic career. It didn't happen because he didn't get that letter of recommendation. So he spent years in the patent shop and thinking through his ideas, a thought experiment. And one of the greatest, probably the greatest theoretical physicists, as I said, because he's there hatching his egg, those revolutionary ideas that change the whole scientific landscape. Brilliant guy, Einstein, brilliant. And was called lazy dog by his lecturer, his professor. But where are these professors? Where are they? Where are these professors? Where were they? Have they, in any degree, impacted the world on the scale that would say they earn an annus mirabilis? Wonderful here. Newton, annus mirabilis, in the 16th century. Einstein was in the 19th century. Did the teachers, the lecturers of Einstein, what were the legacies? What did they leave behind? I for sure didn't impact the world scientifically in any way compared to Einstein. But look at what they did. Verbal abuse, derogatory remarks of calling the man lazy dog, and then the other one tried to injure him by not giving him a recommendation for him to pursue his academic career. So he spent 7 years, 7 fruitful years, going through the Duncan experimentation, or the Duncan experimental mental. analyzation and conceptualization of some great ideas that earned him a Nobel Prize, that make him the greatest theoretical physicist in this century, even to this century. Will ever be. I don't see any scientists making the impact as those two scientists, man. Even right now, to all of these other scientists that you have right now, I don't see them making that great impact and anything within the universe or within the whole scientific community as Isaac Newton and Einstein. And I know that each one of them would like to have their own annus mirabilis. Each one of them would love to have the wonderful hair, the most wonderful hair, and something that they have achieved, something that they have discovered, but none so far. Not even close to Isaac Newton and Einstein. Yes, they call him a lazy dog. But Einstein was a lion. He rose up as a lion, man. He was lionized. He was lionized as an illustrious, eminent, preeminent, prominent scientist of the 20th century. 19th century, even to this very time, his name has become well known. To the degree in which you said Einstein, it's a synonym. It's synonymous. It's a synonym. It's synonymous with physics. So what if, man? What if he had received that recommendation, man? What if he has taken that career to go and into the academy and university and lecture and all of these things? He wouldn't have any time to think through this and hash these wonderful novel idea that really changed the world as how we understand the universe and how we understand physics. He hashed those wonderful ideas, man. General relativity and special relativity. Wow. It doesn't matter what, man. It doesn't matter what anybody say, man. Call your names. Say you're this and say you're that. Be strong. You have more power. You have the power in you to make what they say lies and true. The zeal, the aspiration, the inspiration, the will, the determination, the love to achieve what you want to achieve, and no one can stop regardless of what anyone say. Many will encourage you, many will discourage you. That's life. Many will encourage you, many will discourage you. That's life, man. And though death and life is in a man's tongue, in his mouth, same mouth that uplift you will tear you down. Simple. Same mouth that praise you, many accolades, the same mouth that will curse you. Emotionally, physically, and spiritually, Your words can be a deadly weapon. Destructive. Words can be creative, encouraging, uplifting, admonishing. So let us stay on this side. Let us stay on this side. Parents, encourage your children, man. Don't let the school system tear them down. Don't let the school system tear them up, man. Talk to them up, uplift them, encourage them, fight for their education. Many teachers will tell them that just go and play soccer, go and play football, go run, go be an handyman. You're not intellectual. You don't have the brain power to do anything that is scholarly. So just go do something that is athletic and all of these things. And then you're going to allow them to tell a kid that. And fight for your kids' education. Nurture it. Nurture it. And even if it's not your kid and it's not your children, talk to youths, let them know, man. Don't let anyone, tear you down with their words. Because the words can't. They can impact you only if you allow them to impact you. You have to allow them words to impact you. Call you a dummy, call you a nincompoop, ignoramuses and all of these things because you're probably not good at maths from the start, you're not good at English, you're good at that. You feel the potential. Find your strong point. Know your weaknesses too, but find a strong point. Then you work towards it, man. And prove them wrong. Everyone that come up with some negative words, say, call you a lazy dog, don't want to write a recommendation that you can pursue academic. Prove them wrong. You think I'm not intellectually capable or academically capable of achieving some degree, a PhD or whatsoever it is? I'm going to show you. Your words have no impact upon me. I'm going to prove you wrong. It's just like even doctor tell many patients that, we'll never walk again and never this. What they did, they just sit down and say, well, the doctor say? No. You got to put that down. This doctor is not, he doesn't have the final say. No one has the final say. You have the power in your will, in your determination, your zeal to strive, to pursue anything you want to achieve, regardless of what anyone say. Regardless. If you're a Christian, only what God said we have to fear. Because anything he says, no man can change it. And if his will is for you to be what you want to be, you pray and ask him to guide you, give you wisdom and knowledge in your pursuit of what you want to achieve. You pray and talk to him. Don't just venture out on your own by yourself, by your own wisdom and knowledge and understanding. Let him lead you. He knows best, and he knows the thing that he knows everything about you, what you ought to do to enable you to achieve what he has purpose for you. Einstein, man, great theoretical physicist. He had some hard time But look what he had achieved. Look what he had accomplished. You have the final say. Not anybody who claim that they have life and death in their tongue. And even if they don't want to express the life in their tongue through the encouragement and upliftment, but rather express the death in their tongue by using demeaning epithets, discouragement, negativity, prove them wrong. Prove them wrong. You have the power to take the power out of their words, to take the death out of their words. Subscribe. See you.